Now with the play clock down to 2, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. Call it officially a... Loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. At the 23-yard line. Here we go. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. There's the rookie from LSU. It's Jamar Chase. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. When you talk about Jamar Chase, one of the things that really stands out is his ability to take ordinary plays and then turn those into big ones.
And that should serve as a big warning to this defense. They know now that they have to stick close to these receivers because they have the ability to break games wide open after the catch. And that one wound up in the end zone.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the catch on the next-gen stats. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this first down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8. So these two teams met in Baltimore. You might remember earlier in the year with the Ravens winning that game. So a win here in Cincinnati would give them the season sweep 2-zip. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. A collegiate star here in the Buckeye State, it's J.K. Dobbins. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. Now Jackson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. They'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say, when you're running the big-time races. It means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They go play action with Burrow. Buying time to his left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. Well, this defense for the Ravens, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And that will force a turnover on downs. They go play action now. Jackson. That's complete to the fullback, Ricard. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. A quick first down pickup. Good start after going 3 and out on their opening drive.
Hold on a second. Was that the fullback? That was the fullback. Who says it to slot receivers are the only guys who can catch the football and get big yardage after the catch? Really nice job there, showing good hands and an ability to get upfield.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Jackson taps his forward jet sweep, and he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they've run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson, 14 yards. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. Justin Tucker for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Phillips, he's not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25. Now with a play clock at 4, we're going to get a timeout called. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Airing one out for Boyd. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. 2nd and 10. A very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. It's a gain of 34. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Well, these two teams hooking up for the 2nd time this year. They first met back in October, week 7. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. On the jet sweep, here's Chase. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a 1st down. An excellent run there coming from out wide.
And we used to consider these jet sweeps to be gadget plays or something a little bit unusual, right? But now most teams have some version of this play in their playbook. And I think it's a lot because of the receivers that are being developed nowadays. These guys look like running backs, even though they're playing out on the perimeter.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13. On 3rd and 1, Burrow. He'll drop this one down to Mixon. And he is going to have the Bengals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now we're 1st and 10 at the 11. Mixon with a 1st down carry. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Ready for the 2nd quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. From the gun, a give to Mixon. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
On 3rd down, Burrow. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. Pernell McPhee, always a threat to find the QB, and he gets to him there. McPherson's kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So a good kick there. They put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the throw.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now on 2nd and 13, Jackson. And he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25.
When the hitch route is run really well, that jab step off the line of scrimmage by the receiver, which is designed to back up the defender and give him a little bit of space, all you want there, get that space, catch the football, and then make a move and pick up extra yardage. And that's exactly what he got done there.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield, incomplete.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay, because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. There for the sack, B.J. Hill. He was was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage. Well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
That is caught, Rashad Bateman. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Option play, and they'll hand to Dobbins. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
Well, I think after that run, the defense getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Off the play fake to Dobbins. Here's Jackson. Towards the end zone for Brown. And that'll be caught. Touchdown Ravens. It's Hollywood Brown. Well, for Lamar Jackson, we know all about how dangerous he is running the football, but he can really sling it as well, and he connects on a big one there.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you can just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gas.
Yeah, a little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting upfield and giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And incomplete on the deep ball.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far. But on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. The ball comes out, and it's picked up by the Ravens. Not the trend he wanted to start the season with a fumble lost in both weeks 1 and 2. Now, it's not a disaster, but certainly not what he was looking for.
Got to get that fixed because otherwise he shows up on every scouting report. I remember sitting in defensive rooms and hearing the scouting report from my coaches, and if someone had a particular problem carrying the ball and holding on to it.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. We know he's got the speed to get downfield, Charles, but there's the negative side. A little loose with the football that time.
And that's normal, especially when you have his type of talents, because you feel like you're into the open field and maybe you don't feel the people who are around you or closing in. All quarterbacks have to do extra ball security drills with the way the game's played now because defenses, they attack the football as much as they attack the runner.
And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
And this one is incomplete.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10. He's going to loft one deep left side here. This is intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. They'll try the left side. Cottrell. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. Still going. They can't stop him. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 4 yards remain on 2nd down. Ball on the 10. Jackson now. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Eli Apple. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll spot Higgins open left side. And the Bengals are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. They'll give it to Mixon. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, you know how...
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. And Burrow going to keep it himself. And he is here. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Burrow as the first half is winding down. And the Bengals are going to jump back in front. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now 17-14. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And they're going to bring him down just past the 15 and a flag down as well. Well, that holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. With that field position after the return wasn't terrific. It's not a great starting field position as well.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. He's going deep for Brown. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. So we've reached halftime here in the Queen City, and it's the Bengals leading this one. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the third quarter. Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Second half starts with a run by Dobbins. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Now Dobbins again on second down. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
When they put the ball in J.K. Dobbins' chest and he carries it, he runs with a lot of determination and aggressiveness. Just one start last year as a rookie, but still managed 805 yards and 9 touchdowns. I think he's ready for a big year 2 leap. Now the lead runner for the Baltimore Ravens.
A really nice effort that time. 12 yards on the keeper, picking up the first. And now Jackson will look to throw it. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Watkins. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 right at the 40. Steps away. That's complete. Left side to Bateman. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half. From the gun, Jackson. Throw right side is complete to Andrews, his tight end. To throw again is Jackson. And his throw is incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. On third down, Jackson. Open man is Bateman. It's complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Here's Jackson to throw. Flush to his right. He'll find Bateman once more. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2. They've been so good on third down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. Boy, such a good drive. You'd hate to have it end in 3. Do you think about going for it?
Absolutely. I mean, the fact that they've moved the ball so well should lead you to the decision that maybe we should go for it right here. Also, as a head coach, show some confidence in your team. Let them know you think they can go get it.
They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson. And that'll be caught. Touchdown, Ravens. It's Hollywood Brown. Marquise Brown with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Ravens have once again taken the lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that will make this a 4-point game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Phillips, he's not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
Working with 2nd and 5 now. Again, it's Mixon. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Burrow on 3rd down. Open man, it's complete to Higgins. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. A handoff to Mixon. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Still 9 remaining on 2nd down. Once again, they run with Mixon. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line. Now Burrow. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. Field goal would have been a decent length at 55 yards. They keep the kicking unit on the sideline. They're going for it. They'll run with Mixon. Able to power through. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A gutsy call. Turns out to be a good one, though. 1st down on a pickup of 11.
Okay, you and I are sitting up here getting ready to analyze whether they should go for it or not. Did you see the quarterback just point to the sideline and say, everybody back, I've got this call?
Well, you knew this side of the field, they're in plus territory, 4th and 1. He wasn't coming off the field.
No, he wasn't coming off the field, and he wasn't letting the offense go with him at all. He said, we're staying out here.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Tyus Bowser. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Here's a give to Mixon. It's a gain of 3 on what will be the final play of this 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Bengals on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This will be 3rd and a mile. Here's Burrow. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs. Able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
Evan McPherson for the Bengals field goal. A 55-yard attempt.
And that is no good. He hit it well from distance, but he couldn't work it back in. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, just kicking a field goal there, that's a decision that could be open to second guessing. You know, you're trying to get back within a field goal, but it didn't work out as planned.
And now you're banking on your defense to be motivated enough to get out there and get the ball back for you. I think if that ball goes through the post, the defense is naturally motivated, even elevated in their mission. Now they've got to find a way to dig down deep and get it done.
And the tackle there by Jermaine Pratt. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Throwing is Jackson. Flushed out right.
Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete.
Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on first and second downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
No gain on the play there, second down. Now Jackson.
He'll swing this out to Dobbins.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. From the gun, it's Jackson.
That's complete to his receiver, Bateman. And he will have a Ravens first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3.
And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Again, it's Edwards. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 5.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Here's Jackson. And that'll be caught. Touchdown Ravens. It's Hollywood Brown. Hollywood, Marquise Brown, there to make the grab. And the Ravens are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Tucker with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Phillips, he's not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
Yeah, the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit.
Now a deep ball going to be caught here near midfield. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. These defenses have become so opportunistic, and no matter what you're playing, in this case wide receiver, you got to be careful.
You certainly do, because there is a phrase in today's football that we use all the time, completing the process of the catch. Well, it's after you do that where the trouble begins, right? Meaning you've tucked it away, you're trying to get downfield, but someone's always coming up trying to rake at the ball and knock it free.
On second down now, Cottrell. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. Jackson on first down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
At the 17-yard line.
From the 17, Jackson. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick.
And the Bengals are right back in this football game.
Now with that interception, you feel like we got a ball game again. Remember, 2-score contest and still time left here in the 4th.
And in the old days, not too long gone either. Throwing the ball here would have been an absolute no-no, but the way the game's played now, throwing it makes sense. You just have to be careful when you put it in the air.
15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory.
Throwing, Burrow. He'll air this one out for Boyd.
And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown! Tyler Boyd with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bengals have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Certainly some importance to this one now. After the touchdown, they could get this down to a field goal with a 2-point conversion. They'll let Mixon try and run it in. And he will get into the end zone to shave 2 more points off the deficit. So the deficit now 3 after the huge conversion, but they need to get the football back.
So this is where special teams really comes into play, because getting the ball back, it starts with this next kickoff. How do they get downfield? Either jar it loose or get the ball back themselves. That's going to be key for them.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a 1st down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
So they come up on 2nd down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. They'll go again with Dobbins. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Now Jackson. Sliding out of the pocket. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds a defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback. I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Throwing now is Jackson. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. He's going deep for Brown. And that is incomplete.
After what they faced during this game, where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, there has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. Here's Jackson. This will be caught by Brown. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49.
Now that's a big pickup right there, and so often we focus on how the quarterback's faking out play action. How about everyone being in on the deal and picking it up?
Second, third levels, you could see them trying to recover. They bit. Worked out offensively. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for Baltimore, the wins keep coming as this one moves them to 12-3 on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the LA